Hey, what's going on, my good people? Today I want to bring y'all the story of Faruq Osilalu, and he was a 22-year-old Nigerian man living in Baltimore, Maryland, with his wife and 3 children. On Friday, September the 17th, Faruq Osilalu went missing, and he was later found dead on October the 4th. Baltimore police has labeled the circumstances surrounding his disappearance and death as questionable, and I agree. So let's look at the details. Come on, ride with me.
Elena Singleton is hurting over the loss of her 22-year-old husband, Faruq Osilalu, and she's angry about how the investigation is being handled. She says he worked as a private contractor under sedan service in Baltimore. She reported him missing on September 19th, 2 days after his last known ride.
Faruq was a driver for a company called Sedan Service in Baltimore, Maryland. And now, it didn't say, I didn't find out how long he had been there, but he was a driver for them. And it's like a taxi service, like Uber. They drive people around, okay? On September the 17th, Faruq dropped off his last customer at 11:54 p.m. When the dispatcher sent him another customer to pick up after he finished his last ride, Faruq did not take it. So then the question became, why not? No one knows what happened to Faruq after that last ride on Friday, September the 17th. He wasn't seen or heard from again. But the next day, on Saturday, September the 18th, his brothers called his phone. And guess what? Somebody answered it. Somebody who claimed to be homeless, and they said that they found his phone at Johns Hopkins Hospital. And I was like, what? Wait a minute. So Faruq dropped off his last customer at 11:54. And it's like, what happened after that? Where did he drop this person off at? Let's start there. Because from that very moment up until the next day when we got some homeless man answering his phone, something happened to him. I mean, that's what that told me. Because now at that point, he's separated from his phone. But don't nobody know what happened. But on September the 27th, the wife said she reported him missing. And I'm like, 10 days later? Why did it take her so long to report him missing? Now, some of the articles that I read identified her as the estranged wife. And then I noticed that in this petition that she put out for Faruq, she identified herself as Elena Singleton. So I don't know what's going on with that, but that may have something to do with why it took her so long to report him missing. I mean, I'm just saying.
2 days after he was reported missing, police found Faruq's car during a traffic stop on North Avenue. Elena says Baltimore County police told her a man and woman were inside of Faruq's car when it was pulled over, and that they were questioned and let go because of a lack of evidence.
On September the 29th, 2 days after Elena reported her husband missing, Baltimore police found his car. They pulled over his car, and there was a woman and a man in it, but no Faruq. Now, Baltimore police, they interviewed these people. And then based off of lack of evidence, they let them go. And I'm like, what the hell did they say to them to make them let them go? Now, in that petition that Elena put out, she gave us another detail. She said that the female that was found in the car asked for a lawyer. I mean, I found it strange that this female asked for a lawyer. Do y'all think these people may have been involved in what happened to him? Elena thinks so.
When the detective called me, I'm thinking that, he has some good news. And he's like, well, it's not necessarily good news. He's like, we found the car. And I'm like, okay, well, where's Faruq?
Not Faruq, but his 2013 Toyota Avalon, found along North Avenue in Baltimore City, was damaged above the driver's side tire. She says the detective told her a man and a woman were both inside when police pulled the car over. Both were questioned and then let go. She says the detective told her there was a lack of evidence.
Those people walked free out of that police station on September 29th.
Do you believe that they had anything to do with his disappearance?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Elena think there is foul play, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I do too. Something's not right with this. And Baltimore police got the nerve to be talking about it's questionable. And I'm like, yeah, you damn right it is. Something's not right. And not only did they find his car and find 2 people in it, they also found that there was damage to the front end of his car, just above the left tire on the driver's side. And I was like, okay, well, wait a minute. Now I'm thinking, was this maybe an accident gone wrong? Did he hit somebody and it went bad? You know, was this a carjacking that went bad? I mean, it's just so many questions. But I feel so sorry for Elena because I think that at this very moment, she knew that something was terribly wrong with her husband.
I don't feel his energy anymore. So the best case scenario for me right now is give him back so I can lay him to rest and have a place for me and my son to visit him and talk to him. Give him back.
During the time of Faruq's disappearance, Elena felt that he was already gone. You know, it gave me chills to hear her say that she no longer felt his energy. They gave me chills, y'all. But her suspicions were correct because on October the 4th, they found the body of Faruq Osilalu. On October the 4th at around 6 p.m., there was the report of a dead body in the 3400 block of Peyton Avenue in Baltimore, Maryland. Now, this unidentified person was pronounced dead by the paramedics. And, you know, it made me question, like, you know, how long had he been out there? And then, you know, did they not find his wallet, you know, with his driver's license in it? Nothing. Faruq laid in that morgue as a John Doe for 22 days before they made a positive ID on October the 26th. And not only that, Elena didn't find out until October the 28th that her husband was no longer with us.
And you've had him since October 4th, but you're just now letting me know on October 28th.
Elena says police told her his body was found on Peyton Avenue behind a vacant house.
They said they took him to the chief medical examiner's office located on 900 West Baltimore Street in Baltimore City, Maryland. They took him there, and he's been there as a John Doe since October 4th.
Now, if you look at this map right here, I highlighted the 3 most important spots. The first spot being Johns Hopkins Hospital, where his phone was supposedly found. Okay? And then you had North Avenue, where the car was pulled over, all the way up to the 3400 block of Peyton Avenue. And from Johns Hopkins Hospital all the way up to where they found his body, you're looking at about 20 minutes. And then North Avenue is in between these 2 locations. So it seems to me like where his phone was supposedly found and where the car was pulled over, they're pretty close to each other. So I would suspect that something happened in this area, or at least whoever had something to do with what happened to Faruq was in this area. I mean, that's just what it seems like to me. What do y'all think about that?
The case is being investigated by Baltimore City Police now.
They came yesterday and was showing no concern at all, telling me that nothing suspected as suspicious yet. Nothing suspicious yet? How is that not suspicious? How are you telling me the only thing that's left of my husband is bones?
Yeah, I'm with Elena on this one. This does look highly suspicious. I mean, you got 2 people found in his car, found in a missing person's car, that they questioned and let go. Then you got this man answering his phone. Yeah, this is suspicious. And then we don't know how long he laid out there on Peyton Avenue. But I'm sure they should be able to narrow down a time of death, depending on how long he was out there. And again, this does look highly suspicious. And she need answers. We need answers. Now, I know it's going to be a minute before we get the autopsy results. But understand this, we will be waiting. I'm hoping Baltimore police tracked his phone, because that should be able to provide a lot of details that's needed in this case. And for those two people that was found in his car, yeah, we on their ass. Yeah, they need lawyers for sure.
Baltimore police told 11 News Friday they're waiting for an autopsy to determine how he died.
Faruq is a husband, a father, a son. He's a provider for his family, and what happened to him, he did not deserve this. He did not deserve this at all. Is very much so foul play involved, and I will not rest until justice is served.
Faruq leaves behind 3 small children, ages 6, 3, and 6 months.
So make the news, nigga, and watch what happens. If you make it over here on this channel, nigga, we on your ass. Okay.